Let's begin this hour in the Free State. Police there have confirmed that 19-year-old Kamogelo Baukudi, who was kidnapped earlier this month, has now been found alive in Bloemfontein. Police spokesperson Motantsi Makhele says after intensive investigations, Baukudi was safely located and rescued. 5 men who are aged between 20 and 29 years have now been arrested. This brings the total number of suspects in this case to 6. The whole group will appear in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court on Monday. Watching developments for us is SABC News reporter Makgala Masiteng, who joins us now from Wepener in Bloemfontein. And Makgala, this must be a great relief to this teenager's family.
Well, indeed, Ayanda, as you have indicated that in your intro there, Baukudi went missing or was allegedly taken on the 5th of June. And since then, of course, there's been that intensive investigation to ensure that he is brought back home safely. But currently we are in Wepener. This is where he was found. We are currently standing outside the house where allegedly he was kept throughout this whole time. But I am standing with the police spokesperson, Motantsi Makhele, just to take us through what exactly led to the arrest today. As you have indicated, 5 men have been arrested, of course, getting that number to 6. As you know, that there's a police officer who already has been arrested and is expected to also appear in court on Monday. Dr. Makhele, thank you very much for joining us. Talk to us about this breakthrough. Of course, there's been an intensive investigation to ensure that Baukudi is brought back home safely.
Yes, we embarked on an operation this morning, intelligence-driven type of an operation, whereby 2 of the suspects were intercepted just at the entrance of Wepener from the town. That is when you get into the township. And that led us to where we managed to track this house, where other 3 suspects were intercepted from the house. All 5 suspects were taken into custody. Presently, they are being interrogated, and you'll understand that after taking them into custody, we have a period of 48 hours just to make sure that we interrogate them thoroughly to get to the bottom of how do they come into the picture of this kidnapping case itself. And after that, we will certainly say if we can charge them and take them to court on Monday, but we'll allow that process to unfold.
But what are the possible charges that they are facing?
Presently, we are looking at the charge of kidnapping and extortion because, you know, in the case like kidnapping, there will be some demands for ransom. And that was a case in this instance whereby we responded. And I think through this multidisciplinary team led by General Adams, we managed to hit and immediately make sure that we take Kamogelo back home safe and still alive.
Talk to us about where Kamogelo Baukudi was found. Was he found here or somewhere else?
The time when they intercepted these 2 suspects at the entrance from the town into the township, Kamogelo was with these 2 suspects. And that's, as I said, we took them, or they directed us to this house where we found other 3 suspects. When you look into the house, it's almost 4-roomed house, RDP house. In one of the bedrooms, it's where we believe that they kept him for this period.
Talk to us, moving from here forward. Of course, this has been a very intensive investigation looking into what exactly happened. And now we have an addition of 5 suspects on the matter. How was the mother? I understand the mother was also here. How was she?
The mother was reunited with Kamogelo just when we intercepted these 2 suspects. We reunited them from that point. And from the time after this arrest, I think the situation was very emotional, and we allowed them that space to bond. And the mother drove back to Bloemfontein. The son, as I said, still safe. But we'll have to allow the family to take him through their own doctors, maybe to get some check-up on how he is, because we know that there is a situation of the age he is as well as the trauma he went through.
I was coming to that. What condition, just by the look of eyes, of course, as you say that you're going to allow the doctors to also examine him, his condition, just by the look of eyes, how was he?
Look, he's tired. He has been out of his own comfort of the house for a very long time, so he's strained. So I think for him, he needs to get rest and be at his comfortable space at home. so that he can re-energize and also start his normal life. And hence I say it, maybe the family will also take him through to get some checkups or medical checkups with the practitioners.
So these 5 other suspects, are we expecting them to appear at the same time with the police officer that we know have been arrested already on Monday?
Yes, as I said, that it's 5 suspects. The 48-hour period give us a time to go through the interrogation and take it from there. If there are links which lead to us charging them formally, we'll do so. But definitely, those who have to appear, they will appear on Monday.
Thank you very much, Ayanda. That is Motantsi Makhele, the spokesperson of the police here in the Free State, of course, taking us through what has been discovered this morning, as he has indicated there that they were able to get Baukudi. Just as you enter Wepener, he was with the other 2 suspects who then led them to this house where we are, where allegedly he was kept, as he has indicated. It's just a 4-room house. When we got inside, it doesn't really look like a proper home where people were living, because the other room is actually empty when we look at it. But of course, the investigation will take us through what exactly has been found. Those 5 suspects are expected to appear on Monday, and we do know that the case against that police officer was also postponed to Monday. So possibly they will be appearing, all of them, on Monday. So we will be, of course, I just want to move out of short. I think later on we'll be able to move just inside, just to show you how the condition is inside this house, just to show you the condition of this house where Kamogelo Baukudi was kept. I just want to give my colleague there a chance just for us to be able to show you what has been, where he was kept, Ayanda. This is in Wepener. As I told you, that the other room looked rather empty when we look at it as you enter into the house. So this is the condition of the house where allegedly Kamogelo Baukudi, the 19-year-old, was kept during this time. As we have indicated, he was kidnapped on the 5th of June on the way driven from school, of course, to home, where we are told that there were 2 people who came in and said that one of them actually wearing the police uniform, saying that the car that they were driven has been suspected to be a vehicle that was moving drugs. So they had to now move them to the police station. But the person who was driving Kamogelo Baukudi had to follow this vehicle. But along the way, they lost him, and that's when the case was opened. Of course, that investigation then began, where of course the intensive and multidisciplinary task team was even formed to ensure that Kamogelo Baukudi is brought back home. So this is the house. It is in Wepener, where Kamogelo Baukudi was allegedly kept. As we have indicated, there are 5 new suspects that have been arrested. Of course, the possible charges is that of kidnapping and as well as extortion, as we have heard earlier on during the appearance of the police officer, that they were also calling the mother demanding some ransom. So we will of course keep you up to date and also monitor what's happening. I'm gonna go outside as well. We've seen a lot of people coming in here in Wepener, just to get the sense of whether they were aware, whether they have seen him before, that he was around here. Ayanda, I just want to allow my colleague just to be able to move out of the house. This is the house where the 19-year-old Kamogelo Baukudi was kept during this time. Later on, Ayanda will show you, we'll be able to speak to some of the community members. I'm just avoiding that situation now because I see there are a lot of young people that are here, but later on we'll give you that update just to get a sense of whether the community members around here, were they aware, were they suspecting anything coming from this house, as we have shown you, Ayanda.
What a disturbing set of circumstances. And in fact, that was going to be my next question to you, Makgala, about the community's reaction. But we'll take your lead on that insofar as managing that situation. Makgala Masiteng, live to us there from Wepener in Bloemfontein. For now, thanks very much indeed. Developing story there that we are watching very closely. The 19-year-old, that's Kamogelo Baukudi, finally being found weeks after he was reported missing. And Makgala Masiteng reporting to us there from the house where we believe he was kept for all of those days. Once again, we'll touch base with Makgala as soon as we can.